Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crocheters Creed, and today we are going to be making a Beetlejuice inspired rug. Now the materials that you will need for this project are white yarn, black yarn, and a light green yarn. You will also need the biggest hook that you have. This isn't the biggest hook that I have, but I find it hard to crochet with too big of hooks. So I'm using my 6.5 millimeter hook. Use the biggest or the bigger the hook, the shorter it will take. And then you will also need your scissors, your yarn needle, and your stitch mark. That is not a stitch marker. Your needle. Did I call this a yarn needle? Stitch marker and a yarn needle. So let's get started. There's so much fuzz everywhere. Anyway, so for the first row that you do, because this is striped and you're going to be adding black and white and so on for the striped part, it'll be hard to do that for the starting row. So for my starting row, I only did black. My starting row is fully black. And then the second row, the first row, I start to add on, switch off from black and white. So you're going to take make a slip knot, insert your hook, and I chained 30. But if you want a bigger rug, you would chain more. If you want it to be a tiny rug, then chain less. But I chained 30, and I'm only going to chain a little bit just to show you how to yarn off and on. Oh, come on. Ooh. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to have an even number of stitches, because you want your stripes to line up properly. Like, as you can see, my stripes line up. So you want to have an even number so that they all line up, so that one stripe isn't longer than the other stripe. You want to make sure that that is even. So after that, I chained about 30. I chained 30, not here, but I chained 30. And what you're going to do after that, after that is you are going to single crochet down that entire chain that you've done. So I'm going to do a few single crochet down. Like I said, this is just a practice one, as you saw the ones already made. And in this project also, you're going to have a lot of ends. So about halfway through, or doing a few rows, you're probably going to want to sew in your ends or just tie them together and clip off the ends, because this is really going to be a lot of ends that you're going to have to sew, and I wouldn't recommend trying to sew them up at the very end of the rug, because it's just going to be too many. Alright, now single crochet all the way down the row, and then I will be back to show you how to start adding on your stripes. Okay, so after you are done with your row, hope you can see it, this is black. There you go. So after that, you are going, like I said, you want it to be an even number, because you're going to be going in 5s. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and in the next 5 stitches in black, you are going to do a half double crochet. So you yarn over. Is it focusing? Come on. Yeah, I should do it over here. Focus there. It's black, I think that's why. But you yarn over, go through, pull up a loop, that's 3, go through, pull through all 3. That's 1. That's 2. That is 3. Oop, 3. Come on. 4. And 5. Now, what you're going to want to do is leave a pretty decent tail. Take your scissors, snip, and you're going to tuck that behind. Now you're going to take your white yarn and you're going to take your white yarn and you're going to add it on. So I like to pull that tightly, hold that, and when you add this on, make sure you have a long enough tail as you do it. Put it over the hook and then pull it in. Then pull the black yarn down to make it tight. And then move that to the side and then continue with your white yarn. Now with the white yarn, you're going to do 5 half double crochet. Continue with the 5 half double crochet. So in the next stitch, you're going to do your white, do your 5 half double crochet. That's 2, 3. I shouldn't have used a black background if I was going to do this. Anyway, sorry about that. 3, 4, and 5. Now again, you're going to cut your yarn, pull that to the side. Now switch back to your black. Make sure you have a long tail. Oh, you can't see that. Make sure you have a long tail. Add your black and pull that down so it's tight. Move it to the side and then 5 in black. And you'll know if you chained an even number of stitches because you'll have your stripes will begin to line up. Because after you're done with this row, you're obviously going to go back over and it'll be easier for you to tell where to go or which stitches to go and where because they'll already be set for you. All you have to do is go in with the corresponding color. Excuse me. So after that, you're going to finish. I don't think I chained enough to finish this one. But you want to make sure that you have chained a decent amount to be able to put it in and make it look even. So I'm going to finish this row, but that's all that you really do. For however long that you want to make this rug is up to you. Yeah, however long you want to make this is really up to you. I don't really know how many rows I made, but I want it to be about a decent size rug, almost the rugs that you see in your bathroom that you have. And like I said, if you want it longer or smaller, that's up to you. But I'm going to finish off this row just so you know what it looks like. It may not look even, but I'm going to finish off this row. And after you finish completely the rug, which is going to take some time, remember to sew in your ends or whatever, I'm just going to show you how to make the tassels. And then I will show you the complete rug. I also do want to mention that when you begin in black, you want to also end in black. So like I said, I didn't chain enough. It doesn't really matter because it's practice, but I didn't chain enough, so I ended in white. But you want to chain enough to where your last ending stitch, your beginning and end is also black. So it looks, obviously like his coat. But this will obviously be more black, but I'm going to yarn off. After done you yarn off, I'm going to pull this through. And I'm just going to move these tassels. Actually, I think I'm just going to cut them so you'll be able to see the way I make the tassels better. Just use this as some scrap yarn. Okay. I'm going to take all that, move that out the way. Now, how I make my tassels, which this is going to take some time too. This is a pretty time-consuming project. What you're going to do is you're going to take your green yarn, your light green yarn, and you're going to basically, however long you want your tassels to be, that's how long you're going to make your tassels. So I made mine about, let me see, it's really eyeballing it. Made mine about that long. But you're going to want to bend it over like that, so it looks like that. So you're going to cut it. And I recommend after you find how long you want your tassels to be, you're going to have to go and cut out all of these tassels. And you use a good bit of yarn for just one of these tassels here, like you can see. So once you find your starting thing, I would put that to the side and just keep cutting out. The more you cut out, the fuller it'll look, the better it'll look. So keep cutting. I'm going to cut out 3, but you want it to look full. And then cut out as many as you want, like I said, and pull it over like that. Now you're going to take, once you're done, of course, you're going to have all the rug all the way up there. You're going to go to the bottom. And again, this also matters. The number of stitches will also match up to how many tassels go on your rug. So you're going to take your hook again, make sure they're all together, take your hook again, go into one of the stitches. Let me put this up so you can see. Go into one of the stitches and put your hook through one of the stitches. Take all of your tassels. That's why it's good to have a big hook. Pull through, yarn over. Oop, getting caught. If it doesn't, just pull the rest through. And then pull like that. Right? Then you have that. Okay? You can snip it to make sure, it's even. Now, after I did that, I was going to use rubber bands, but I couldn't find any. So what I did was I took another piece of yarn that is a little tinier than the rest that you've done. You only need a little bit of it. And you're going to take that and tie it about in the middle of the tassel. You kind of want to tie it behind it, but you can do it at the front. It really doesn't matter. And you can just push it around when it's tied. But you want to tie it in the front. Oh, come on. My yarn's acting up. Come on. Make sure it's flat. Tie it almost about in the middle. Tie that. And you want to pull that through. And it's going to give you that. Come on. One of these isn't even. I'm trying to pull them all down. There it is. And then pull that down. And that's how it's going to look. You can snip that actually. And there you have your tassel. But like I said, it doesn't really look like much because it's not that many tassels on it. But the bigger the better. And so you're going to tie it like that. Maybe fluff it out like that. And there you have your tassel. So again, really time consuming. But it comes out, I think, pretty cute. So I'm going to go, after you do that, like I said, a pretty simple project. But of course, I'm going to come back and show you the complete final product, and then we will be done. All right, now here's the final product. I know you'll probably be able to see it a little better on the thumbnail, but I'm also going to fold it in half just so, showing my setup here, just so you'll be able to see a bit better. Ooh, that's perfect, actually. So that is the final product. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon.